My name is Melita, and it is my great honor to talk to all the experts, actually 4 experts from abroad, from different countries, and to Marija Anderluh, that is my boss, my mentor, and that you've heard a lot about today. So we will talk about the important aspects of international collaboration for the implementation and delivery of parenting training. And I hope that we will also have some time, even though we're running a bit late on the schedule, to see a bit or to hear a bit about the future of the parenting programs. So maybe for the first guest, I would like to introduce Siri Gammelsæter. She's clinical psychologist from Trondheim in Norway, and she has been our main mentor, trainer, and supervisor at the implementation of parenting trainings in Slovenia. Thank you for that, Siri. As we saw, you made a great job. And tell us, how do you see the implementation and the development of parenting programs in Slovenia over those 10 years?
I'm very happy that you got Norwegian money, Marija, because that made it possible for me to work here with you. Bjørn was your partner in the University of Tromsø, and I was allowed to go here and be part of this implementation. And what has been the most, the proof of the pudding is that you have implemented this for 10 years. You have helped so many families, so it shows it has been a very good implementation. And my impression from the first time I came is that you have followed many of the principles for good implementation. You have very good facilitators or group leaders. You have a dedication to help people develop. You early started to have your own supervision groups. You supervised each other before you had the people coming over here. So you have worked so systematically. So that has been amazing, actually. So I feel very fortunate that I have been allowed to come here. And the purpose of the Norway grants that you started with is to create both kind of connections professionally and personally. And I think we have achieved both. Yeah, so in my cupboard at home, I have honey from Maria's father. I have jam from Maria's garden. And Maria came to visit in the summer and stayed at my cabin in the mountains. So we have both worked well together, I think, professionally and privately. So that is very nice. And I also think that you very quickly joined the European network for people who work with incredible years. So I think we've had such a good foundation to work and help each other through that network also. You've been there always with good ideas. I think you're brave and unconventional. Yeah. Don't say anything more, but it's true. No more compliments. But it's been nice. So I think you've done a very good implementation job and followed kind of the science, how you have to implement things, and that's been very good.
Thank you, Siri, for those kind words. And how many times altogether did you come to Slovenia? Did you count?
No, I haven't counted, but I think it must be approximately 20 or something in those, because I was here, a couple of times every year, and then I've also been here many times the latest year, so that is nice. So it has become one of my favorite cities, and Ljubljana. And Marija has given me a book, Slovenology. It's living and traveling in the world's best country. So I read it on the plane home from Slovenia the last time I was here. And I could it's an American who has written it, and I could recognize everything that was in this book, so I really enjoyed reading it. About little gifts and the little drinks you give people before you start eating, and the honey and everything. So that is really nice.
Perfect, thank you. Thank you, Siri. So our next guest that I would like to invite to talk is Bram. Bram Orobio de Castro, not from Cuba, no, but from Netherlands. And in Amsterdam, you work as a professor in developmental psychopathology program group at University of Amsterdam. And if I understood correctly, your main area of research are parenting programs and its effectiveness.
Yeah, interventions. Yeah.
Okay. Can you show us or tell us a bit about the data, some technical facts, and what can we learn from this data about the importance of international collaboration?
Yeah, I'd be delighted to. In fact, sometimes we're a bit jealous of Slovenia as being the best country in the world, in the Netherlands. But one thing that's really nice about working with these groups and all these people in Europe working with evidence-based programs is that they so systematically are self-critical. And I think that's a lot of what research is. It's just, you know, we believe that something works, we hope that something works, but does it really? And I was really impressed when I joined the group with the amount of data that were already obtained, and with the quality of the data, and with the cooperation, with everyone sharing data from different countries, combining data, putting data together, giving them to me in Amsterdam to analyze, trusting me fully that would work. And that makes it sort of a learning cycle where all the time new data are coming up and you are learning that, hey, this is working, but this could be better, maybe we should improve this a little bit. And I think it's this sort of attitude of looking critically and then using data to really learn from it that really makes it not just 10 years of doing something, but 10 years of learning and getting better and better at that. So that's a real pleasure. And Marija, yeah, thanks also for sharing the Slovenia data and always having them so nicely organized, because it's, yeah, that's one of the things that in the Netherlands we are sometimes jealous of.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we also have to thank our co-workers that have been doing a lot of time on these data. Okay. So Line, sitting next to me, Line Møller Sletting.
Open up.
Kind of. You are a clinical psychologist from Denmark, and you are one of the program developers at Invest in Play. So can you tell us how was the whole process of developing a program that is adapted to different cultural environments? How was it like? How did you approach this at IIP team?
Absolutely, and thanks for inviting me. I think the cultural adaptation is one of the most fun and challenging aspects of the program development. So because it means going into each country and filming and taking photos and making sure everything fits the local context. But and I think that doing that is really taking the advantage of combining resources. So we make sure that we include all the good knowledge, local knowledge here, and what the program brings, and make sure that we make the best possible program that fits what the parents and the children and the teachers here in Slovenia, what they can see themselves in.
Yeah, and we saw from previous presentations that it's really important to have something that is culturologically adaptable.
I think that the example that Caroline gave, that we have to make sure that all the examples fit, so that you make sure that when you see something, it resonates, and yes, I can relate to this, and that looks like my home, or...
Thank you. And for the last question, can you tell us a bit how will IIP develop in the future? What are the next steps?
Well, it's of course important. We are now in, we've been 3 years, we're now in 9-10 countries, and we of course want to expand to more countries, but more importantly also expanding within each country, because, well, Caroline also mentioned that we are not reaching as many families, and you mentioned waiting lists, so, and I love the graphs, you could see that you're already reaching many more families, so I think that is such a key goal, is to expand even more in the countries that we're already in, and Slovenia, you're doing such an amazing job of that already, so I just think you should be really proud of the work that you've done. Yeah.
Thank you. And then Bjørn Brunborg, yeah, also from Bergen, I mean also from Norway, but the only one from Bergen, and also a clinical psychologist. And you have been working on national implementation of parenting programs in Norway. And I've been there 10 years ago, and I saw the baby program.
With Norwegian money?
Yeah, that's right, with Norwegian money, thank you. And I saw the baby program back then, and I was really excited. And now we have it in Slovenia, and I'm very thankful to Marija for that, and also to you. And as I know, in Norway, you have been, I mean, the parenting programs have been active for 25 years already. As we heard in Slovenia, we have them for 10 years, but in Norway for 25 years. So what is your, what has been it like over those 25 years? How has it changed, and what are the plans for the future?
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for inviting me. Yeah, we have been working with implementation with parent programs for 25 years. That is true, and we have had our ups and downs for those, and we have learned a lot about how to do implementation and how not to do. So, but what has really helped us for those 25 years, I think, first of all, we have had a kind of a predictable financing through all those years, more or less. And we have also worked, we have had this infrastructure that we have had for incredible years. We have had mentors, and now we have trainers for Invest and Play, and they have been people that have been working together for almost all those time, for 25 years. So we have had a group that has been really stable. So that has helped us also. And we have worked with a plan for how to do implementation. We have had an implementation plan for trainings, for supervisions, and all that, and that has really helped us also. And when you are together with such a group for so many years, it's so important to have fun, to really like to work together and see each other for regularly. So that has really helped us. But for the last few years, we experienced that implementing incredible years was quite hard. It was, we still use DVDs for incredible years, and that's something the group leaders was, the new one, the new generation, they kind of looked at, what is this? So when we go further now, we will definitely work with Invest and Play. And I think that will be the future. And it's so exciting to hear from you, Lina, that what is the next step, what is the next development. And I think that will be, we will try to follow up on the development of Invest and Play in the future. And I also think that for us, it's so exciting to hear from all those countries, from Slovenia, that we are kind of starting Invest and Play together. It's not like we have this long history for Invest and Play. So that also just made me think how valuable this international network, this forum that we have, how that could help us also in the future, I think.
Okay, thank you. So 5 main points, if I remember them. So the funding that has to be stable, and then the collaboration of co-workers, and then you said to have fun when doing it, to have program that is adaptable to the new age and to the different cultural environment, so Invest and Play. And then there was one more, to have a staff that is predictable, so not a lot of turnover of the staff. Those are like the 5 main points.
Yeah.
Of good
parenting. You remember good.
Yeah. So last but not least, Marija Anderluh, as a conceptual leader of the implementation of parenting programs in Slovenia. Can you tell us a bit, how did you come up with the idea 10 years ago to develop parent training in Slovenia?
It all happened very quickly. I was asked by my colleagues, child adolescent psychiatrists, to organize back in 2013 conference about conduct disorders in children, which was a hot topic at the time, and no one wanted to be involved with it. Not the social service, not the schools, not the health center. It was like a hot castagna. Chestnut. And I had 5 minutes time to say yes or not, and then I just said, okay, I can jump into it, but if you allow me to invite someone from abroad to talk about parenting programs, because otherwise we'll come together and we'll accuse each other, you know, who didn't do his job right. And they said, we don't care, whatever. And I invited Professor Francis Gardner and Professor Vileture and Hutchins from Oxford and from Wales and from Norway, and they came and they presented it, and I immediately said, yeah, this is what we need. And I went for the first workshop in 2014 myself to Birmingham, to Judy, and in these 3 days, I just couldn't believe my eyes. I was, from an hour to an hour, I was more happy and more engaged with it, and it was just very intuitively I said yes, that's it. I've been at some lectures in my children's school before, where people were invited. We have couple of very distinguished speakers on how to raise a child in Slovenia. They've been booked for ages, for lots of money everywhere. And once I listened to them accidentally, and I just said, no, that can't be true. I mean, that can't be the only thing that people knows about, you know, just raising a child. So these two things came together, and I made a phone call to the Ministry of Health and asked for funding. And they said, well, we've got no money, but there will be Norwegian mechanisms and you can apply. And I did, and we got it, and here we are. And at the first conference that we had in 2015, Bjørn was with us, and Siri was with us in the parliament, and Professor Vileture March as well, and this was the beginning.
So as I hear, it's really the international collaboration was the key.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
there was no knowledge about it in Slovenia. Yeah.
So it was the like the key of the knowledge and the key of the funding, also to start with. Okay, and what are your prospects for the future for the parenting programs in Slovenia, Marija? Can you tell us what is your vision?
It's all that has been said, really. We need to grow, and we need to support more people to join in and deliver. We need to work on the sustainability of people who are trained, that they stay in the program, and we just want to go on with the flow. I think the doors are open. We just need to work, and we've got excellent program with the Invest in Play. I've got no doubts. There is so much more that can be done in this way. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for everyone and each of you.